Hello everybody, we're on chapter 15 today, and it's the third chapter of Ruth, verses 1 to 5. Now just read those first of all. Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her, "My daughter, shall I not seek security for you, that it may be well with you? Now Boaz, whose young women you were with, is he not our relative? In fact, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. Therefore, wash yourself and anoint yourself, put on your best garment and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. Then it shall be, when he lies down, that you shall notice a place where he lies, and you shall go in, uncover his feet and lie down, and he will tell you what you should do." And she said to her, "All that you say to me, I will do." Today's heading is Audacious Faith Flows from Certain Kindness. You want me to do what? Time has passed since Ruth's remarkable encounter in Boaz's field. The fields are now empty, and the harvest is over. Naomi knows she must find a lasting solution to their predicament. So having seen Boaz's kindness and knowing he is a relative, Naomi boldly hatches a plan to bring Ruth and Boaz together, and it's one she raises the eyebrows. Naomi instructs Ruth, "Wash, put on perfume, and get dressed in your best clothes." Next, Naomi tells Ruth to approach Boaz while he is sleeping, uncover his legs, lie down beside him, and then wait for Boaz's instructions. This proposal seems more in keeping with the seductress in some steamy Hollywood blockbuster than the actions of a woman of God. What exactly does Naomi expect to happen when Boaz wakes up? Tonight is a night. But if we're surprised by Naomi's scheming, then Ruth's response is also astonishing. Willingly and emphatically, she commits to the plan. "I will do whatever you say." What on earth are we to make of this? We're certainly meant to feel the sexual tension in the air. The verb to lie down was associated with sexual activity and is used 3 times in quick succession. Because of this, some writers suggest that Boaz and Ruth do get it on, a theory that casts a shadow on Naomi's wisdom and integrity. Certainly, such a reading wouldn't seem out of place in both characters' family trees. Boaz was a descendant of an unsavoury hookup between an unsuspecting Judah and his disguised daughter-in-law, Tamar. As a Moabite, Ruth's origins came from an unaware and drunken Lot getting his own daughters pregnant. Yet, what if that's to miss the whole point? Their background is what makes this chapter so stunning. Despite suggesting a charged atmosphere, our narrator is actually very careful not to indicate any impropriety. Our narrator can be crystal clear when we need to know sexual activity has occurred. As Ruth's actions tomorrow show, the power of this scene is actually that Ruth and Boaz break with their past and nothing untoward occurs. So if Naomi isn't encouraging a sexual encounter, what is she doing? Taking risks? Let's remember Naomi's story. Experiences had left her sceptical about God's goodness. Returning to Bethlehem, she felt empty. But through Boaz's actions, it's as if she has begun to warm up to the reality of God's love. Whereas previously, she'd assumed rest for Ruth would be found in Moab. Now Naomi is looking to God to provide a lasting home. Here lies the motivation behind Naomi's elaborate instructions to Ruth. This isn't a desperate attempt to seduce Boaz by getting Ruth glammed up. Quite the opposite. Naomi is encouraging Ruth to dress up as a prospective bride, because Naomi has become utterly confident that God will provide a redeemer. She's now eager to encourage Boaz to be that redeemer and take Ruth as his wife. What might seem like a risky move is actually an act of faith flowing from a trust in God's character. It's sometimes said that when we are convinced that God's love is for us, then it's like an acrobat's harness. We are liberated to take seemingly risky, costly decisions for the sake of the gospel, knowing that God's love is steadfast. This was Naomi's experience, and it's the same for us. Audacious and expectant Christian faith grows when we bask in the steadfast kindness of God. Such faith is demonstrated the day we first count the cost and turn to Christ. But it continues day by day, year by year. And it's a growing confidence in God's love that makes such lifelong trust in Christ a reality. But will Ruth stick to the plan? And how will Boaz respond? What were seeming risks when you first become a Christian, as you face up to the next few weeks and even the year beyond? What risks can you take for the sake of the gospel? As you learn from Naomi to put on the sure harness of God's love, what would audacious faith in God's gospel promises look like in your decision making and prioritising?